7 seconds. In about 7 seconds, I'm going to fall into that highly etheric zone.
Welcome back, everyone. As you guys can see, there's a certain lady on my screen. I went ahead and did some summons on her. I got her, and she's been fun, you know, but Miss Trigger isn't the topic of discussion today. It's actually the Battle Tower and Anby. So, where we left off previously, we're on floor 46. We have 5 floors left. However, we have lost Miyabi, and we only have Soldier Zero Anby to carry us through this. So the first one is kind of difficult already because they're resistant to electric. So this one might take me a minute. I might have to just speed up this section and just you know, see what happens. But I guess we'll see, right? And then let's see. Whatever. 25 less days. We don't want that. I think this is probably the better one. Yeah. And yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm bringing here Lighter for the stun on these dudes. And I'll actually bring in Astra Yao. Again, depending on how long this one takes me, I think this is the only one with electric resistance. So it's like very unfortunate. It just happens to be this one. But I guess we'll see, right? Already missed a dodge there, or a parry, sorry. Okay, it seems like doesn't seem like he's too resistant to dazes. Already got hit once there. Kind of unfortunate. And that's the only tricky thing about Anby is how you have to be on field with her a lot of the time. Oh, I didn't mean to get hit there. Okay, huge. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna pop ulti, get the heal going. But yeah, you have to be on field with her quite a bit, and it can be pretty devastating because you have to do this little combo move, and if you can't, then that's kind of like where all your damage comes from. So having her on field a lot of the time is kind of risky, but we got 3 attacks there, so far so good. Pop this. So this is gonna be just like a war of attrition at this point because I chunked them pretty well, but again, like, it's gonna come down to like how long I can hit these parries and assists. See, like, I hit a pretty good amount there. Perfect. Okay, that was actually really good because we got all of them, and we'll pop this again to get the ulti and the heals, whatever. Nice. And there should be another chunk of his HP gone. And then we get this again. Okay, yeah. Just repeated what happened the first time. And then we have all of our assist points again. Okay. So far so good. This guy doesn't seem to be too tricky. And I actually do this just to get that extra bit of damage. And then here's the other one. I just saw the other dog dude right behind us. He tried to sneak up on us. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. I'm actually kind of tempted to beat this guy first. Oh, the other dude sniped us. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to beat the little guy first, just because he is a little bit squishier. The less enemies we have to fight, the better. Because I am probably going to have to do another rotation on that big guy. And this guy should go down here with this ulti and then like into the skill combo. Huge. Okay, he's weak enough. Okay, perfect. And then we activate this. Perfect. Okay. So this one wasn't too difficult. Well, it's not over yet. You know, we can't say we won yet. And these ultimates are coming back super quick. Okay, perfect. And history repeats itself. Pop this. Only difference is here we don't have the ulti like last time. However, I don't think that should matter all that too much. Okay. Nice. Come on. Do another. Oh, he almost sniped us. Huge. And again, the only tricky part here is like knowing when to time my Anby's like skills and like pairing too. Perfect. He goes down here. Pop this. Nice. And we shouldn't need to pop anything else here. That should be basically it. And boom. That's what you get for being resistant to Electro. Maybe this just to get the extra bit of damage. Maybe again. The finisher. Nice. Perfect run. These dog dudes aren't too scary. When he does that like sniping move where he jumps in the air and he snipes you, that could be a little scary. I did lose like one run to them. But okay. Oh wait, it seems we have another resistance dude. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll just run the same comp. Just really more time consuming than anything. And it looks like it's just gonna be a one-on-one. So nice. And then these two don't have like the boss bar HP, so maybe they're slightly easier. Whoops, I messed that up. We'll see though. Nice. Stun here. Go to her. Pop this. And then we should have the energy for to do it again. Okay, yeah, see, these guys are a lot less tanky than the other dudes. And it is only two of them. So I want to say this floor is going to be pretty easy. Or at least I'm going to be pretty comfortable beating this one. Okay, here comes the other one. Spawns just about at that much HP. And the only tricky part here is going to be trying to keep my eyes on both of these. Okay, we have lighter ultimate. This was kind of what I was expecting or needing, because I can maybe stun this dude. Okay, he's close, and the other guy was also very close. Perfect. Went to her. Nice, and this should be this one basically defeated. Pop this to avoid the attack and get the stacks on this dude again and finish him off. Okay, perfect. Whoops, I messed that up. I messed that up really bad. Okay, it's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, good job, Anby. She's doing good. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, okay. This is looking really good. I'm feeling really confident with Anby right now. This. Okay, I should have stayed on Anby here to build up the little energy stacks, but it's fine. It's whatever. Maybe would have built them up fast enough. Yep. And with Trigger, this would have been like so much easier. Like I've been running these two together, like Trigger and Anby to like farm, and they just like trigger so many of like those new attack types. I forget what they're called exactly. Oops. But yeah, like they just trigger so many like of those follow-up attacks. It's insane. And then let's play it slow here. We don't want to lose lighter. I also don't want to lose Anby. That would probably be worse. We're out of DPSs at that point. Okay, perfect. And I think these were the only two concerning floors because they had the electro resistance. But I guess we'll see, right? When we see these next dudes. Yeah, okay. We don't have to worry about the resistances. And these dudes aren't too hard. They're humanoid enemies. Probably my more preferred type of enemy to fight. But I think we're going to start here off with... start off with this ultimate. Let's just heal up lighter. We definitely don't want him dead. And then we have lighter ulti, so we'll pop this. And I think it said that the resistances was fire, which isn't too much of a concern since we just want lighter to hit some stuns for us. Perfect. The only tricky part about these dudes is that... Perfect. Let's not fully use that because we do want to get a stun here. And we do want to have at least some of this charged up. So when we come in, we can just boom, boom, boom. Do this. And then we get another 3. and then we'll get another 3 because of my skill. Boom, boom, boom. This, boom, boom, boom. And that's a pretty good damage, pretty solid. I think we can actually do another. Yes, another rotation, perfect. I want to stay here, do a little bit more damage, and then we can trigger this. And here I think I'm gonna... That is kind of weak. So I do have to rotate back into Astra here as soon as possible. Let's just try and get a rotation going here. Come on. Yeah, because we're out of assist points. So now she's going to come down to dodging. Boom. Okay, we got 3 more from Astra. I think she gives us the skill points. Perfect. Okay. Boom. 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 Into the ulti. Okay, this is looking good. The other guy should be spawning in somewhat soon. Just because we got his little buddy kind of weak already. So now, I have to think how I want to use these assist points. Okay, here's the other one. Because this is going to be very tricky. Especially if there's this many of them. I think I'm going to just strictly dodge. Oh no, we have all of them back. Okay. This is fine. Okay, this is getting kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie. 2 humanoid dudes is kind of... They're fast. What can I say? Perfect. Boom! Okay. And then here we go in with her. And this should be enough to get the win here. Let's see. 2 there. And then another 3 here. This. Okay, it's close. Okay, we'll just get some dodges off the other dude because that gives us... Come on. Okay, now it's just a 1v1. We took some damage on Miyabi. Ah, not Miyabi. On Soldier Zero Anby, so we'll just pop the heal. My bad. Oh, okay. That's not too much damage. This dude with that gun is tricky. He doesn't seem to have any dodging ones. This reminds me of the dudes with guns in Sekiro. You have to like parry the bullets, which makes no sense to me. How can you parry bullets? I don't know. I didn't make the game, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay. And then this should be here. I'm gonna save my energy. Just so we have it for the next fight. Nice, perfect. Okay, so far so good. Everything's going phenomenal. I've had no setbacks with this Soldier Zero Anby team. So let's see, let's go on to the next one. I think these guys are not resistant to it either. And this is the second to last one. Okay, we got this. Another 2 dudes. We're gonna have to 2v3 them again, right? But this first dude isn't really much of a threat. At least I don't think so. And that's why I said about the dude on the motorcycle and he ended up destroying me. Hey everyone, it's me, post editing, and yeah, he destroyed me. I'm not gonna lie. He was just going to town. I'm not gonna lie. It would always end up being Lighter dead or freaking Anby was just dead, and a lot of the times I couldn't figure out why. Like I would have a shield up and then I would look and it was just like Anby's name was grayed out or Lighter's name was grayed out. And I was like so like confused. I was like, wait, how if they have a shield up? So I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes they would just straight up like die, and I was like, okay, I don't know why. It's whatever. Just restart. And it did take me a couple of attempts, maybe 6 or 7 attempts. I want to say maybe a little bit more. I can't remember the exact amount. But unfortunately, yes, he did beat me up. However, I did learn like the optimal way to like deal damage to this dude. So as you guys just saw, like I would like stun him, I would do Caesar, lighter, Bang Boo, and then Anby at the end, and this would like give me like the most damage out of like any of the other combinations. So I did that, I figured that out. I was like, okay, well, I'll do this, and this chunks them for a pretty good amount. Other than that, it was just really just like just win, like a skill issue. I had to like dodge, I had to parry. I did realize that I have to use a lot more of my ultimates, like not like what's the word, like just use them more, I guess. Like I would hold on to them to like wait for like a perfect moment, especially on Caesar. Pearl doesn't really do much if I remember correctly. I think it gives you like a shield and like it stuns a little bit. So I'm pretty sure I integrated some of like the, okay, like I need to save my ulti, or not save it, I need to use it like a little bit more. It doesn't matter if I have the ultimate if I'm just gonna end up like dead, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, like let me start using some of the ultimates a little bit more, and it ended up working. A lot of the time I would get to like the second phase, or not the second phase, the phase where like the other dude shows up, and they would kind of just like throw me off, and then like one of them would get like a sneak attack in, or one of them would like do something cheesy and just like end the run, but it is what it is. I also like realized too that like to save my ults for when they both spawn, just because or my lighter ult, sorry, for when they both spawn, just because the new guy that spawns in isn't as strong. He gets stunned fairly easily, he doesn't have that much HP, so that's the only thing I kind of took note. I was like, okay, I need to make sure lighter has his ulti so I can get like a good stun on both of them, and it worked out. It took a couple of tries, I was like locked in, had to make sure everything was going good, and I did eventually get it. I took a couple of tries, like I said, but it was tricky. I know I said it wasn't going to be tricky, and it did turn out to be very tricky, unfortunately. But again, like I would much rather it taking me like 100 tries on humanoid enemies than on like robot enemies, because the robot enemies suck, and I will always say that they suck. So it was tricky just learning the combos. Like that the dude, he like sometimes does like electric attacks on the ground. Sometimes they would catch me off guard. I'd be like, okay, well, like I need to remember that like after this motion of attack, he's gonna do like a lightning attack on the ground. Or there was this one time in like that little clip I showed where Lighter gets clapped. I tried running to swap to my Astra to get like her ultimate off, but he literally jumped across the map to hit Lighter. And I was like, oh my goodness, I did not know he could just follow me around the map like that. And so again, like, I learned. I swapped the team up. I brought in Caesar. And, I made it work. But yeah, it was just funny. This whole fight was just like a big meme. I don't know. It was weird. But again, it was like engaging. I think this was like probably one of the more engaging fights that I've had to do. Just because it's like two of them, humanoid enemies. They're fast. They're tanky. They hit hard. But overall, still fun. Super fun fight. I wish it didn't take me as much as it did, but it should be coming up here on the ending soon. Somewhere around here, yeah, because yeah, they're tanky. Like once they got like low HP, I was just kind of like, okay, like I beat you guys, just just go on, But here's the little guy dead, and then here I messed up. I shouldn't have popped this on the big guy just because he wasn't stunned yet, and this was kind of like useless. I don't get too much damage. And then I could have maybe have saved this too, just because he was already like kind of weak. But I think my thought process here was like, I'm over it. I just want to go on to the next phase, and I don't want to risk like one of my units just dying to randomness, because it did happen before. So I guess that was maybe my thought process. I can't remember exactly too much. I was a little locked in. But come on, he needs to go down. Come on, come on. Yeah, look at this. It's so low HP. I wish I had like some like instant death ability. But yeah, that's about it, and then I'll let it go back to the live commentary here shortly. Oh jeez, that one took forever. Ooh, I had to lock in super hard. It took a couple of attempts, but it has been done. Now, an even harder one. Okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, we'll just do. Let's just keep doing this. I like this team because it made me really tanky. I I could take like a lot of hits and not get punished for it. And Lighter was really good to stun. So we'll keep the same team. We'll keep the same team. And then we will see what happens off of this. Let's see. I'm actually kind of concerned. I should have started off with a shield. I'm a NPC. It's fine though. I think this one's a lot easier for dodges. I think. Again, I don't know. I think this one's easier for dodges. But I'm not sure. I'm like so nervous. It's actually kind of insane.
Courage is power. Knowledge is
Things are about to get violent.
Let's swap back to you. Get a shield going.
You won't back down.
Come on. Perfect. And then I figured out that this is the optimal way to do this, like this, and then into the bang boo. That's not there, never mind. I may have light a little bit. But okay. This guy seems to take a bit of damage. He does have 2 phases, so that's maybe why he's taking so much damage. But this is good. That probably means less rotations, which means less opportunities to mess up really bad. And remember, every enemy has a pattern. As much as you might not think there is one, there is a pattern. And just, you gotta learn it. Like I learned the other dudes a little bit. And I think I'm gonna just do like a voiceover on that section. Just because it did take me a bit to beat him. Okay, we need a shield. Yes, I'm going here. Perfect.
There's no retreat
Then,
now.
then going into Miss Caesar gives us another shield, so pretty solid. I don't know why the big boo's not showing up. Did I pick the wrong one maybe? I did. I meant to have the other one out. Fine, this is fine. No biggie, no biggie. And then this will give me another 3 turns of this. And then I don't think I get enough energy in time, so we'll just save it. Okay, first phase doesn't seem to be too tricky. Just a bunch of hand spam. And then we'll do this just to give us a slightly more stun gauge. And perfect. And here I actually want to save my ulti on Mr. Lighter. Because you never know when you need the ulti. That spin attack's kind of bad for him. Because I can just... Okay, let me go to Caesar. And we always need to make sure we have some energy on Caesar for his shield. In case we make a really bad mistake. And we need the shield to protect us. Stun, perfect. This will give us the extra shield and we have enough energy in her. Boom. Take her. Okay. And this should take us into phase 2. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now this is a little more concerning. But phase 1 doesn't seem to be too tricky. I guess we'll figure out the rest, right? And then I know he's gonna go into the big hand mode, which I do need to destroy because that gives me like an instant 40% like stagger gauge. So the issue is if I do enough damage with these units to get it off. Like, I might if I pop the ultimate. Oh, it's gonna be close. Yeah, because then he's gonna do the blade attack. Okay, so I don't think it's like even close. Okay, I don't think he's too menacing with the blade out. Actually, he might be. Let's just pop this to have. Okay, so it looks like we might actually want to break that. Maybe save ultimate from like phase 1 or something, because now it seems like it's just gonna be straight up 1v1. I do need to find a way to get that down if possible, because like I said, it gives me an instant 40%. I avoid that sword attack. But I guess we'll see, right? If I lose, then I can start scheming a little bit more. Oh. A tentacle attack is going to be dangerous because that dude, the bicycle dude, had one similar to that, and he was just clapping me with it. Okay. Very interesting moves from this guy. And again, keep in mind, a lot of the times hold on, he's just standing there. A lot of the times when I fight this dude, it's with Miyabi, and like she just like, again, like she like just destroys him. And that eyeball attack he does, like she like never gets to really get it off because, you know, I just destroy him by the time it gets to that point. Okay, so this might be doable. We chunked him a little bit there. Oh, but we do have a timer. Okay, we're gonna go into this mode again. Okay, I don't even think I beat it, so I don't even think it's worth using up the resources. So we're just gonna stay out on Caesar, and we're just gonna wait. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I might also almost here, I'm like tempted to swap the team out a little bit. He missed. Dodged. What? I'll just pop this to have the shield out. Yeah, because this sword mode isn't too dangerous, I would say. Not really threatening. Yeah, because here, and then he just does this. And then he comes just back down. I made an oopsie. Perfect. Perfect. Even though that wasn't very intentional. Okay. It's getting a little scary. And we do have a timer. I think now the timer is going to be the issue. Because I don't... I guess we'll see, right? 3 minutes. He's half HP. Let's see. Oh, get up, Caesar. Good stun. I have everything I need on Anby to get some good DPSing in here. This. And then we have the ulti this time. And we have another set of skill shots. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, maybe by next rotation I can beat him. Let's hope, right? Let's hope. We'll leave that charged. I just noticed, how did Anby die there? How did Anby die there? What? Okay, it's me again, everyone. Post editing, during editing. So let's just say that team wasn't working out. I think it took me more tries than the 2 previous dudes, and it was like the first attempt that I left on there was very close. I left it on there just to show that like it is possible with that team, you know, it is very possible. Just that somewhere in there, like my Anby got like clapped, you know, but it is possible. However, after that first attempt, it didn't really go as smooth, and it just was like felt really bad. So I was like, you know what, like after a couple of attempts, I was like, you know what, let me try with Astra Yao and Caesar, and that could have not have been a better decision. Astra Yao like boosted my Anby's damage so much, it was actually like ridiculous. So I didn't even have to stun this dude because he was just like eating damage, you know, like it was actually insane. And then Caesar was like tanking everything with her shield. The team just flowed better. It felt better. Felt easier to use. Felt fun to use. And the damage was like more present than with Light. You know, Lighter's good. He's solid. He like would stun the dude. He would just take a little too long, and then the timer was running out. That I figured that with Astra Yao, I shouldn't have to stun, and that was kind of the case. The stunning kind of became like secondary just because the damage output was like insane. I just kept freaking moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on Anby. So this team's definitely funner. I would recommend this team a lot more than the other team, but it is doable on the other team. You know, you just gotta play a lot better than I have or that I did. But yeah, this dude, like, his first phase isn't too tricky. I think he kind of does like the same attacks. His second phase gets a lot trickier just because some of the moves he pulls, and then it's like hard to break his like hand when he like summons it, like when he's about to do it right here. I couldn't really find a way to break his hand in time before he summoned the sword. I usually do it fairly quick on Miyabi, but Anby just doesn't do it like as fast. I tried it with Lighter, I tried it with Anby, and then I figured I might as well just let him do his animation and then just kind of dodge. This first swing isn't too hard to dodge just because it's whatever. This one's tricky because it can hit you on the like way back. See right there, I dodged and I was like already behind it. So that one's hitbox is a bit wonky. This one is whatever. And then there's always the last one that I kind of forgot about, and he drops the big sword on you. But I did get an achievement for dodging it, so, you know, there you go, like there's the achievement. So, yeah, that sword move isn't too tricky. It's just kind of that horizontal swing that kind of gets you sometimes. Aside from that, his other moves aren't like that insane. It just kind of comes down to like parrying, dodging. The way I was like doing it when I was fighting it is just stay on Anby the whole time and do my 3 attacks. The second, or either 1 when I lose a shield, swap into Caesar, or 2 whenever I get the chance to do the assist, right? Anytime I saw the assist attack coming in, I would like pop it.
There's no retreat now.
And I felt like that gave me the most success. I would get like a little bit of the stun gauge when I would swap to Caesar, and you know, if this fight's gonna be long, that's gonna like snowball into like a eventual stun. Other than that, like just staying on Anby here the whole time, basically just building up her gauge. So like when I hear boom, I get an assist, and then kind of time the shield bash with like his attacks to kind of again build some of that stun gauge. It's not entirely necessarily just because she already doesn't stun too much. But again, like some of his attacks aren't very menacing. Like this spin attack isn't very like deadly. These like swings he does are also in phase 1, I believe. So again, you should already have those kind of down. Not menacing at all. And then here's some more of his like slam dunk attacks is what I'm gonna call them. And then back to Anby, and like the process just repeats. As you can see, I'm already 3 minutes ahead of my previous attempt and further. I might have been able to do it with the other team, but I was already running out of time. But like here's a perfect example of the small little stun by Caesar adding up. It eventually led to a full stun, and then at this point it's just GG's, and I'll let it go back to live action me. And just like that, Soldier Zero Anby clutches up for the one time. Wow, okay, I didn't do too many attempts once I like cut the recording. I did maybe 1 or 2 with the same team, and then I was like, you know what, like let me bring in Astra, like let me see what she can do here. And let's just say she just went crazy. The damage boost was just insane. I should just kept her in the whole time. Actually insane. Okay, so what is this? Let's see, I kind of skipped that. So I'm assuming this is just kind of, oh, there's like the Jane Doe fight. Okay, so this should be all the rewards, right? Boom. Oh, floor 100. Jeez. Damn. Okay, so after this, it just like keeps going. Okay. Wow. Okay, I thought like I knew it went higher. I didn't know like I don't know. Wow. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Wait. 50, the one I just beat. We're on 51. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so there is a lot more than I was expecting, and I low-key thought this prize was for the 100 or for 50. Sorry. Okay, so there's still like a lot of content left to grind on this. I assume most of this is just gonna be. This is just probably to challenge yourself at this point. So you have currently selected floor 16. You will start the endless conflict. Okay, interesting. Okay, look at that damage, 82%. Sheesh. Okay, that's cool though. I mean, I got to what I wanted to accomplish, which was 50, so that feels nice. It definitely took a lot more tries than I was expecting. I do think two big things I messed up on was not bringing Astra for like the previous fight, because Astra's like damage boost that she gave Soldier Zero Ambi was just like ridiculous. I think Lighter is solid. However, I just don't think he meshes too well with Soldier Zero Anby. I want to be like swapping in and out a lot, and I think that Lighter just takes up too much on-field time for like his stun to work. Whereas with Caesar, Soldier, and Astra, I can like DPS on Ambi, you know, get the stacks rolling. If I'm in danger, I can like swap out into Caesar, pop a shield if I need to, and then quickly just swap back and just keep the DPS going and keep popping my like 3 skill attack thing. And the damage was like good, like within like a minute and a half ish, I think I was already in phase 2. And when I was running the other team, I think it took me like 3 minutes. So like I cut my time down in half basically just because of Astra. And like I first tried it with Astra on the team, right? So I definitely think I learned that. Definitely not to mesh Lighter with Soldier Zero Ambi. I just don't think it worked too well. But aside from that, like that last fight was like pretty challenging. Phase 1 was whatever. Phase 2 was kind of tricky because anytime he would spawn like that big sword, like, and he would like swing it like horizontally, like on the swing back, I would get hit and like lose Caesar, and that's what like made me restart a couple times. But other than that, I didn't think it was too tricky. I definitely think the motorcycle dude was a lot trickier, just because I felt like he was faster. Sometimes he would do like his like whip attack and just destroy my Miyabi. But I mean overall, still like pretty challenging, very hard. If I had to do like a tier list, I definitely think the bicycle dude is 1. This guy's maybe 2 or 3. And who else was like a difficult boss? Any of like the big machines. The big machines are tricky, they're hard, and they just do a lot of damage. I don't know. I would have to like look at the enemies on here and see. But yeah, look at that. We did floor 50. That's what we set out to do. That was the objective of this. I guess mini series. I guess you could call it. So again, let me know if anyone wants to see me do more of these, because I know they get like a lot harder later down. And like at some point, I know Caesar's shield kind of becomes like a little useless. But you know, I'd still love to tackle these challenges. I'd love to see how like far I can get. Maybe floor 100 might be out of my range. It seems like a little difficult to get all the way over there, but you know, I'll never know until I try it. And I mean, now that we have Trigger, that's like someone else we can add to this, right? And then we can run like Soldier Zero Ambi, Trigger, and Astra, you know, and like boom, we have another team there. But anyways, that's enough yapping. Let's go ahead and swap over to the GOAT. Boom, she carried, she did a lot of damage. She definitely exceeded my expectations. I thought these were going to be long, drawn-out fights. It just turns out I was running the wrong units. And yeah, she does big damage. But thank you everyone for watching. Battle Tower Floor 50 has been complete. Let me know if you guys want to see more. I appreciate the support. But for now, trolls don't get blocked.